Since I grew up, I remember he was the news for so long.
He's middle America all these years. He wasn't right, he wasn't left. He was news and he was straight on, and he was heroic.
Back now with our special coverage, remembering Walter Cronkite. Leslie Moonves is the president and CEO of CBS, and Morley Safer of 60 Minutes has been a CBS News correspondent since 1964. Morley, let me start with you. You've said that Walter was a wonderful person to have at the helm for correspondents out in the field. How did he support all those reporters covering the world when he was the anchor?
Well, he was extremely supportive, as you say, and he was also a very tough editor. And I think the combination of that made you work even harder. You wanted to be not just right, you wanted to nail every story. But he also acted, how can I say this politely, as a kind of buffer, as a friend in court, a buffer between you and the brass. Les, you're the brass.
You covered Vietnam with Walter, and he went to the front lines to talk with the troops on a number of occasions. Did he morally grapple with his decision to come out publicly against the war in 1968?
I think he sweated that out for a long time. But ultimately, what he did, what he said, was really on so many Americans' minds at that point. And not just voters, but elected officials and senior military people.
Les, what do you think Walter Cronkite meant to the evolution of TV news and to the institution of CBS News in particular?
I think anybody on the air today owes a deep debt of gratitude to him, what he stood for, how he handled the chair. There was no secret that he was the most trusted man in America, and there was a reason for that. I think the legacy of CBS, it is so important because everybody remembers Walter Cronkite as being synonymous with the name CBS. He represented the best that we are as news reporters and the best that we are as a network.
Les, in many ways, he was the antithesis of sort of the blow-dried anchor who makes his or her way through the ranks of local news. If a young Walter Cronkite walked into your office today, do you think you would hire him?
I sure hope so. What stood out about him was his honesty, his integrity. He represented all of us, and I think that's what made him so trusted and so successful. And I would hope if a young Walter Cronkite walked in the door, I would hire him.
Les Moonves and Morley Safer, thank you both so much.